What is up, everybody? Renfail here, playing a little bit more Kingdom Come Deliverance today as we prep for the launch of the second game, which is dropping here in just a few short weeks on February 4th. And one of the comments, got caught on the fence here, back it up. One of the comments that I've seen a lot in my videos and in some of the streams is people saying that they couldn't get into the game because of how hard it was or how difficult the combat was. They couldn't get into it because of this perceived barrier of entry due to the combat or the archery or things of that nature. And that's one of the myths I kind of wanted to dispel this morning, is talking about this perceived difficulty level, because it's actually not about you and your skill as a gamer. It's about Henry and Henry's skill. So when you get into the game and you go look at your stats sheet, right? The player, Henry himself, Henry has a ton of stats. He's got his main level, he's got strength, agility, vitality, speech, charisma, so on and so forth. And then you can break it down from here and get into the combat stats and defense, warfare, axe bow, mace, sword, unarmed, skills like alchemy, drinking, herbalism, horsemanship, houndmaster, hunting, lockpicking, maintenance, pickpocketing, so on and so forth. And if you break these down even further, we can go into warfare and we can see that there are additional perks that we can take as we level up the character. The interesting thing about Henry as a character is that Henry starts off as a blacksmith's son in a time of medieval history where he was literally a peasant. And what that means is that Henry doesn't know how to do anything other than be an apprentice to his father. He doesn't know how to read. He has no clue about etiquette, morals, swordplay, archery, weapons, nothing. Henry literally is like a child, a blank slate, as it were. He was a peasant. And the purpose of your playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance is to take Henry from being just a peasant to being in the service of a lord, and then learning all of these things like reading and learning how to get good at things like the sword and warfare and the axe and the bow and the mace and all of these different weapons. And so this was something I initially struggled with as well when I first started the game. Was I didn't understand what was going on in terms of, I was following the quests and I hadn't taken any time to go out and train any of my skills. So I was just sort of beelining my way through the main quest line, thinking that, oh, it's like all the other traditional RPGs I've played, and I'm just going to earn these levels, because he does have a level. You have a main level here. And so I was earning points in my main level, and I thought that earning my way up through the main level meant that I was getting more powerful, and thus I was going to be able to overcome the difficulties that lay ahead of me in the game. And one of the main quests sends you out to deal with some bandits. And I got to those bandits and I kept dying over and over and over. And I'm like, I don't understand why I am failing. I should be high enough level to do this. But it didn't matter, because it's not about my skill as a player. I kept trying to like go into the combat and it was like, I can't. Why is my sword not doing any damage? Why am I not blocking these blows? Why am I not doing these? And then it dawned on me that there's a reason the game points you to go do things like the archery competition, or to go hunt, or to go, more importantly, train with Captain Bernard and learn all these different weapons. And once I did that, once I went out there and I started working on getting Henry's skills leveled up, I found that suddenly the game started to become easier. Suddenly, those bandits that I had been dying to over and over and over became easy to defeat, because I had gone and trained my swords with Captain Bernard. And along the way of training my swords, I had also learned defense and warfare, and I had leveled these abilities up accordingly. And suddenly I found myself realizing that, oh, so this is a game kind of like, if you go back to, I guess in some ways, like thinking back to like early EverQuest way back in the day, where, as a level 1 whatever anywhere, You literally had no skills in anything, and you could go out and you could someone could power level you. I remember this being a thing in EverQuest back in the day. Someone could come along and power level your character. So you would be level 1 and they would take you and help boost you to level 20 in like an hour or whatever. But the problem with that was that if you were level 20, but all of your skills were still at level 1, you couldn't defeat any of the level 20 mobs. Hell, you couldn't even take on any of the level 15 mobs. And if you tried to cast spells that were like level 20 spells, you would just fizzle and fizzle and fizzle, and you wouldn't actually be able to cast any of those spells because you had never progressed the skills of that character up to level 20. So it was very important that you leveled up all the individual skills as well as your main level as you went through that game. And this is very much the same way. Henry's main level is important in the sense that there are perks that you get along the way for leveling, but what's far more important to Henry is taking the time to go back and realize that it's not just about his main level, it's also about all of these things. And oh, you want to be able to be good at, say, horsemanship, then you have to go ride your horse around. Oh, you want to be good at the Houndmaster and you want your dog to go hunt for you? Well, you have to be able to work with your dog and get your Houndmaster abilities up. You want to be able to be good at hunting, you have to go hunt things. You want to get good at lockpicking, which I'm not very good at, you have to go do lockpicking. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. All of these different skills somewhere in here, and I forget where it's at. But like reading, or here it is right here. Like if you want to read, you actually have to go like buy books and learn how to read. And by learning how to read, there's secondary perks that you get from that. And all of these things tie into Henry's main level and what he can do and how he can progress through the game. So it is very important as you're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance to understand that it doesn't have anything to do with your skill as a player. It all ties back into what are Henry's skills as a character. Can Henry ride a horse? Can Henry swing a sword? Can Henry use the bow? Well, not really when he's just starting off, because he's just a blacksmith's apprentice, and blacksmith's apprentices did not have those skills. Only noblemen had those skills. Only pages had those skills. So one of the coolest transitions for me in this game is seeing that journey of Henry from going, from being just a nobody, a peasant, a blacksmith's son, to getting into the service of a lord and learning all of these abilities. And then you as a player realizing that it has nothing to do with how quickly you can push buttons or how good you are at blocking or your reaction times. Because here's the thing, you might be good at Elden Ring and all these, precision-based games where it's all about how quickly you can press buttons and how whether or not you've memorized the attack patterns and all these other things and these Twitch-based reactions. None of that means jack shit in this game, because it's all about how good is Henry. You can be the best player in the world and you can push buttons faster than anybody, and your reaction times might be those of the world-class athlete. But if Henry sucks, well, that's what it's all about. So if you want to really get the most out of this game, you just have to understand that it's all about Henry getting better. And as Henry gets better, you get better. And that's how you go through Kingdom Come Deliverance. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. We do streams every single day on YouTube and Twitch at 6 or 7 a.m. And we will be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 when it comes out in February. But in the meantime, we're doing a full playthrough of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 throughout the month of January of 2025, along with some other stuff. So hopefully we'll see you in the next video. And until then, stay safe and happy gaming.